I am Shadow, and this verdict has never been heard. What you are about to learn was buried, hidden from the public, kept in the shadows. Listen carefully, because Shadow does not repeat himself. December 6th, 1991, 11:57 p.m., a yogurt shop in Austin, Texas. The air was thick with the sweet, tangy scent of fresh fruit blending with the sharpness of disinfectant. In that moment, the lives of four young girls would forever intertwine in a tapestry of unspeakable tragedy. But who could plunge into such darkness, leaving only questions in their wake? In a world where teenage dreams bubbled just beneath the surface, Jennifer, 17, had an infectious laugh that echoed down the hallways of her high school. On weekends, she would gather friends to sip on smoothies, sharing whispered secrets and planning their futures under the fluorescent glow of the yogurt shop's sign. She loved the way the coolness of the yogurt felt against her tongue, an ice-cold balm on a hot Texas day. Her friends often teased her about her obsession with the latest pop hits, but they cherished her unwavering support. Imagine a girl who would ditch studying to help a friend through a breakup, the warmth of her presence casting away the chill of teenage angst. But what the reports never mentioned was how the girls had recently spoken about their dreams and fears just hours before that fateful shift. They talked about college, love, and what life would look like a year from now. As they prepared to close the yogurt shop, the mundane hum of the machines masked the growing tension outside. The world had its eyes on them, not knowing that a predator lurked. But what would happen when that tension finally snapped? As the clock ticked toward midnight, the quiet ambiance shattered. A sudden clang echoed through the shop, followed by muffled voices that faded into silence. The adrenaline rushed through the girls as they exchanged nervous glances, but why were they so oblivious to the danger? Think about what that means. Really think about it. The joy of youth had blinded them, leaving them vulnerable. A simple yogurt run turned sinister as dread crept in like a shadow, wrapping around them tighter with each passing moment. But that detail would only make sense later. Imagine the chaos that erupted moments later. A scream pierced the night, followed by the staccato of hurried footsteps. The girls were trapped inside the very place that was supposed to be a sanctuary. But what ensued was a frenzied struggle against an unseen hand that had come to claim their lives. The scent of fear mingled with the lingering aroma of yogurt, creating a suffocating haze. The very walls that had witnessed countless laughs now bore silent witness to violence. But the question remained, who would emerge from this nightmare alive? As the dust settled, investigators were left with a cold case that would haunt them for decades. They combed through every lead, every scrap of evidence, only to be thwarted at every turn. But the passage of time unraveled new threads. In 2023, Austin detectives finally broke through. A DNA match emerged, linking a name to the shadows of that night. The name was familiar, a man who had lived in the community, watched from afar, and had flown under the radar for years. He had been a ghost, haunting the very streets the girls once roamed. The answer to who had committed this heinous act hung like a heavy fog, lifting just enough to reveal a face. But that was just the beginning. But what would happen next? But how would the families react? But would they find closure, or would this revelation only deepen the wounds? A film director, captivated by the narrative, raced to bring this story to life, intent on shedding light on the darkness. But was he ready to confront the truth that lay embedded in the shadows? As the cameras rolled, a profound realization settled over the production. But what the world saw on screen would resonate deeper than mere entertainment. This was not just a recounting of events, it was an exploration of grief, of loss, of what it meant to be haunted by the past. And as the film's premiere approached, the question lingered. Would the truth finally set them free? 4 decades later, the victims' families still grappled with the agony of unanswered questions. They had lived with that night etched into their hearts, a painful reminder of dreams unfulfilled. The perpetrator had been identified, but the scars remained. But in the end, who truly pays the price for such violence? But the innocent? But the community? The shadows know more than you think. But what secrets still lie hidden in the depths of that yogurt shop? Shadow will return with the answer. The shadows know more than you think. Leave your verdict in the comments. And if you think you know the truth, Shadow will return with the answer.